It's a sobering day in an Iowa courtroom as testimony and an emotional 911 call are heard.
The trial of Tyrone Washington Jr. is underway, and jurors are finding out what unfolded in a Northwood park in August of 2013. One of the witnesses who took the stand was at the scene the day Justina Smith died.
KIMT News 3's Leviismail was in the courthouse today and has the story. I do want to warn you, though, it does contain graphic material.
30-year-old Justina Smith can be heard gasping for breath as she calls for help in this 911 call. That's when one witness says Tyrone Washington Jr. came back and kicked Smith in the face.
Wondering what was taking so long and what was going on.
Investigators asked us to conceal the identity of Smith's friend, who says he was there that day in Swensrud Park to support Smith. He says Smith made it clear she was concerned for her safety, but that she could handle seeing Washington. He wasn't prepared for what happened next.
I looked in the rearview mirror, the middle rearview mirror, and it looked like Mr. Washington was hitting Justina.
Why do you say that? What did you see?
Because I just seen her kind of leaned over and looked like he was swinging at her.
This eyewitness is just one of many on the scene that day who would testify. Dash camera footage shows Worth County deputies making their way to the scene. There they found an unresponsive Smith.
She was lying on the ground. She had a bloody nose. She had blood in her hair. Hair was all messed up, and blood on her clothing.
I knew I had help coming. I knew the guys were coming, and I kept reassuring her. I have more people coming. Stay with me. They're on the way.
Could she speak?
No.
Deputies say they arrested Washington later that day after a high-speed pursuit. They also noted that the former couple had a history of domestic violence and had the photos to prove it. On Friday, forensic experts will attempt to analyze injuries like these and the ones that Smith eventually died from. In Fort Dodge, Leviismail, KIMT News 3.
Now, Washington has maintained his innocence and says he only acted in self-defense. Prosecutors say Friday's autopsy reports should show Smith's wounds were all defensive, making Washington the aggressor. For more updates during the trial, you can follow along on Twitter at KIMT News 3, #WashingtonTrial.